Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best free hit draft ahead of a huge double game week 36. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as I do answer all questions down in the comment section below. And we're also trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the season. I think we're about 50 away now, so if we could do it, honestly it would mean the absolute world to me. So thank you very much for everyone who's been subscribing so far, and let's keep up the positive work and hit that 1k by the end of the season. But that's enough waffle from me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into our game week 36 free hit draft. And starting off our team is Nick Pope in goal. Nice little cheeky double there for Newcastle, Leeds and Brighton as well. Nick Pope has been very solid all season. Newcastle as well have the best defence in the league in terms of goals conceded, so it's a real easy no-brainer. I think they potentially would see that Leeds game as a game where they should get a clean sheet. Brighton are playing some excellent football at the moment, but he could pick up some save points, so you never know in that one. I also like Jason Steele as an option, but I do prefer the kind of combo of Pope and Estupinian over going for Steele and maybe Shaw or Botman. I kind of prefer it this way. Obviously the other way is completely fine and up to your preference, but this is the way that I have gone. Moving into the back line, we do go with Kieran Trippier. No defender over the past 5 game weeks has attempted more assists than this man. In terms of expected points as well, he has been expected to have scored 20.65 points, ladies and gentlemen, over that kind of past 5 game week period. Guess how many points he scored? 9. So as you can see, there is massive underachievement there. It's only a matter of time before Kieran Trippier absolutely explodes into live. It could be in game week 35. Obviously the Newcastle Arsenal game hasn't taken place, but with a double as well on set pieces, it's a real easy pick for me to get Kieran Trippier on this draft. Moving into the next defender, and it is Luke Shaw. Wolves at home I think is a fantastic fixture for Manchester United. Wolves at the moment are very inconsistent. They beat Aston Villa today, but then got battered 6-0 by Brighton. You know, there's these kind of little odds and spots. They're not, you know, a team yet. There's no kind of cohesion within their ranks. They've now pretty much secured safety for next season as well. So you imagine with that, a lot of players who potentially aren't motivated, you know, they're going to be on the beach. They're kind of, you know, they're going to see this United game. Oh, we're going to United away. Well, you know, I can't really be arsed. We're kind of safe. We've got nothing to play for. So that could come into their minds. Luke Shaw as well is playing centre-back at the moment, which is a little bit disappointing, especially considering his attacking potential that he does have. So if you want to go for someone maybe like Diego Dallo, I fully understand why you would do that. But I think Luke Shaw has been playing some really good stuff. I thought he had an exceptional game at Brighton until kind of the last 2-3 minutes, where he gave a free kick away and then handballed it to give a penalty to Brighton, which they went on to, you know, score and win the game with. But up until that point he was on 2 bonus as well. A nice clean sheet. It would have been a great haul in game week 35, but it wasn't, well, 34, sorry. It wasn't to be the case, and here he is in our game week 36 draft. The next player we're going to talk about is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now at the time of recording, I'm filming this while the Liverpool game is on, so if he does get injured, you know, just ignore this section. But at the moment he is absolutely killing it at the moment. 6 assists over the past 5 game weeks. This new position that he has come into, where he drifts into midfield, is working absolutely wonders for him. Liverpool as well, not the kind of sturdiest of defences at the moment. Obviously picked up a clean sheet in game week 34, but you know, there's still question marks around this kind of Liverpool back line. But Leicester away, Leicester really desperate, and this top 4 hope as well that Liverpool have got now. There's 2 teams going into that game with absolutely everything to play for, so it should be an absolute classic, that one. And I think Trent has to be in your team for game week 36. Finishing up, our final defender is Estupinian, a player that I have absolutely adored all season, ladies and gentlemen. He is so good, linking up with Matoma on that left hand side as well. Not the easiest double for Brighton in game week 36, Arsenal and Newcastle, but nevertheless it is a double, and that is something that we always want to take advantage of. And I think we've kind of got to, you know, take our little bit of like bias glasses off. That's not even a a saying, but we're making it one on this channel. Take the biased glasses off, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Brighton. Look at the football that they're playing at the moment. They played Manchester United off the park midweek on Thursday night, and honestly, some of the play was delicious. Lots of pressure on Arsenal as well to keep kind of that momentum up. Newcastle maybe by this point have secured top 4 as well. So, you know, they might be a little bit on the beach mentality, a little bit if they've got nothing to play for, but we'll kind of see how that one happens. I definitely think Brighton are going to get at least one positive result out of that double, so I'm very happy to have Estupinian in my team. Let me know what you think of the defence down in the comments section below. Let me know any players you would have changed, and let's move on to our midfield within the side. Moving swiftly into our midfield, we do start with Solly March. Now, I thought for this section, as I've done for the past few weeks, we're going to go through all the Brighton midfield options, as, you know, it's really difficult to pick. I've gone with March and Matoma. I think March now has had his 2 breaks. He's also scored the most points over kind of the past 5 game weeks as well. 3 assists, 0 goals for him. Obviously kind of playing 2 half games in game week 34. So I think he's had his rest now. He'll play in game week 35. So I do see him not potentially getting rested in this game week. Like we said with Estupinian, it's not the easiest of game weeks. But when he came on at United, he just looked like a bright spark. Just something fresh, taking on a man, looked full of confidence as well, which is what we want to see from him. Absolutely adoring the football that he's playing as well at the moment, so very happy to have him in this draft. Then moving on to the man we have selected in this team, it is Matoma. A lot of people transferred him out this week, which I think is a massive mistake. I know you're looking over the past 5 game weeks and the blanks, 0 goals, 0 assists. He looks so good, passing the eye test, getting into the positions, but then it's just this kind of final product or his final pass or his final shot just lacking that little bit of composure, that little bit of quality to kind of get him the whole points, and even points in general, to be honest, over the past 5 game weeks. Over those past 5 game weeks as well, he has scored 10 points, but his expected points are 22. So I think that just kind of says it all, ladies and gentlemen. He is performing really well. It's just that final kind of pass or shot that is just letting him down that little bit. But there's only so much you can do when, you know, you're putting up data like that before something eventually clicks. And, you know, if he clicks and puts away the chances that he's getting, he could honestly haul like massively. He looks so good. Obviously, the player that isn't in this team is McAllister. He is on penalties. I fully understand that. The reason that I've not gone with him is the fact that he kind of gets rotated around in position. Obviously, it was kind of around the 70th minute mark where I think he kind of switched up to Cam in the United game on Thursday night. But before that, he was kind of playing in the deeper role. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of rotation with a lot of Brighton doubles coming up as well. So I think there's going to be quite a few positional changes, maybe a little bit of rotation from McAllister. If you already have him in your team, I don't think there's any kind of doubts about him. I think he's an excellent player, but I just prefer these other 2. They pass the eye test for me so much more. Obviously, you don't get penalties, which is a huge asset in this game. Honestly, absolutely massive. Saw that on Thursday night. McAllister, you know, didn't really do too much, then scored the penalty, 3 bonus points. So obviously, you know, you can see how it all works. So he is definitely a consideration, but I've gone with March and Matoma for our side. Moving on to our next midfielder, I have gone for Mohamed Salah, the highest scoring player in double game week 34 with 2 penalty conversions over the past 5 game weeks. Obviously, this is before the game that is currently being played now. 46 points. 6 goals and 2 assists, only behind the highest scoring player Haaland over that time period. Like we said, Leicester as well in absolute disarray, needing points. Mohamed Salah starting to click, starting to get a little bit groovy, starting to get himself back in the zone, what we all know and love from him. So I'm very happy to have him in this draft. And our final midfield player is Marcus Rashford. Now there's been quite a few question marks on Twitter over Marcus Rashford over the past kind of few weeks. Only 2 league goals over the past 2 months. However, like I said, this is a fantastic fixture for Manchester United. A little bit of pressure on them as well to secure top 4 football now with the result against Brighton. So, you know, it's not going to be easy for them. and they've got to start picking up results. And Rashford is a man, when he was in his purple patch a couple of weeks ago, well, about a month, 2 months ago, he was absolutely killing it, and I think he can get back to that point. I also absolutely love Bruno Fernandes if you wanted to go for him on your Game Week 36 draft. The data that man has been putting up is incredible, ladies and gentlemen, so I definitely think he is worth a consideration as well. That was the midfield of our team. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments section below, and let's move on to our 2 forwards and a run through of the bench. And finishing up our side is Erling Haaland with Everton away as his fixture. Now, I've put him in here because, you know, we all know what he's capable of. Absolute bagsman. Yes, he blanked against Leeds, but that's nothing to go off. The man is absolutely incredible at football. Incredible at FPL point scoring as well. He is honestly a player I think you just kind of have to have unless we get early team news or any kind of indication that he isn't going to be playing, because Manchester City do take on Real Madrid before Game Week 36 and after Game Week 36, so it could be a chance of him potentially being benched, kind of getting reduced minutes. That is the other alternative, but you know, we've seen earlier in the season this man only needs about 30 minutes on the pitch to do absolute havoc, so I think he's still got to be a player that you do have in your Game Week 36 draft, but I completely understand why maybe you wouldn't want to have him in there. Obviously with the 2 Real Madrid games, they are kind of a little bit more important than Everton as well, so I fully understand that. Moving on to our final player and the forward that we've gone for in this team, and it is Callum Wilson. The man is going through an incredible purple patch as well with a double game week. Honestly, I wish I could get this man in my team. I've already got my 3 Newcastle players and there's no easy route to him. 5 goals, 4 assists in the past 5 game weeks, and has only played 235 minutes. This means that he is averaging an attacking return every 26 minutes. Every 26 minutes. That is honestly, ladies and gentlemen, unreal data that this man is putting up. I think he's got to be a player that you've absolutely just got to have in your team for this game week. A double, yes, I know he's being benched and kind of rotated, but surely Eddie Howe has got to see the numbers, the data, the goals that this man is putting in and play him for both games. Honestly, he is going to be potentially one of the biggest differentials this week as well if you are on your free hit, because he's not going to be as easy to access for most players, because a lot of people have Isaac or a Newcastle kind of double up like this with Isaac as well, so I think he could be a huge rank gainer for you. Before we finish up, let's have a quick run through of the bench. In goal, Sam Johnston. Bournemouth at home, yeah, he's just there filling a spot. Same with Rico Henry. West Ham at home. Brentford, are a very good defensive team. At home as well, they play a back 4 and kind of let their fullbacks push on a little bit. So I'm just giving you some other options. Forward, I've gone for Julian Alvarez. Now, I've put him in here. Same with Jack Grealish. If we get kind of team news around who's going to be playing, or you just got an inclination that you think maybe, right, Alvarez didn't start against Real Madrid. Maybe he's going to rotate Haaland. Maybe he's going to put Alvarez in. He could be absolutely killer. We've seen this season, when this man gets minutes on the pitch, he is honestly just deadly. Absolutely incredible. A little bit of ASMR there for you as well, which was a little bit weird, just a little bit. But Julian Alvarez and Grealish for me, players that obviously Grealish today was rotated out of the squad, prioritising that Champions League game, as I said. But, you know, if you have a little inclination or we get early team news, these two could be honestly absolutely rank gainers as well. So that was our Game Week 36 free hit draft. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. And like I said as well, if you do need any help, just leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching. We are trying to hit 1,000 subs as well, so do hit that subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Good luck this game week, and thank you very much for watching.